Right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha Kudash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today's lesson, all right, as you can see, I titled it "Learn So You May Live." Okay, learn so you may live. And I was reading here in the book of Baruch, pretty much the book of Baruch, and there was certain parts in there which, through the Spirit, it just inspired me to put this lesson together. And learn so you may live. Now, learn so you may live. Well, you got to start off with what? What are you learning that you may live? Because there's certain things that you learn which can actually lead to death, right? There's certain things like what Esau promotes. These are all things, because at the end of the day, from a youth, right, from starting off as a youth to growing old and so on and so forth, you're learning. You're constantly learning. There's constantly new things that is being put into your mind, new things you're being exposed to in life. And if you are raised in an environment and exposed to left-handed things, then the things that you're going to learn are going to be left-handed, and that's going to lead to the ways of death, right? Learning the ways of wickedness and the ways of sinning and the ways of going off and going against the ordinances that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai set up is going to lead to death, all right? So when I say learn so you may live, ultimately what we're learning that we may live is wisdom, okay? Is the knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And that's why we go through the things we go through. And right now, that's why we're going through the things we're going through right now. As it says in the book of Zechariah, the 13th chapter, that the Lord is going to bring the third part through the fire. When you also go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon, the third chapter, it talks about the acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So what we're going through right now is the Lord putting us through this so we can learn. All right, we can learn a valuable lesson, ultimately learn the path to salvation. All right, so let's start off here in the book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 14. Okay, and it says here, learn where is wisdom, where is strength, where is understanding, that thou mayest know also where is length of days and life, where is the light of the eyes and peace. Okay, so learn where is wisdom, right? Where is strength, where is understanding, because the scriptures tell you that with all thy getting, get understanding. You can have a lot of knowledge, but if you don't understand it, you can't really access the full level of wisdom that you should get from it. All right, and shalom, shalom, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Barakatham, to all you elders, apostles, brothers, and sisters out there. Okay, so us, as it says here, learn where is wisdom. Okay, because wisdom, you may have somebody that has a lot of knowledge, but they still don't know how to properly apply wisdom. Because knowledge, hey, Esau, a lot of Esau scholars, they have knowledge. Knowledge is just to know things. It's information, it's data, right? And wisdom is really the application. Wisdom goes more heavily into how you use the knowledge that you have. The things you do, what comes of the knowledge that you've gained. Okay, and the way you process wisdom into the way you process knowledge into wisdom is understanding, right? So imagine like a function. They tell you a function is you have an input, then you have an output. So imagine understanding being this machine right here, and you throw the knowledge in there as the input, and then outside of it comes out wisdom, right? So you have the knowledge, you learn these things, and then when you understand it, when you throw it in the understanding machine, outside of it comes wisdom. And understanding, and that understanding machine could take anywhere from, a couple minutes to hours to years to decades. All right, because sometimes you may know something, but it may take a long time, or it may take a shorter time for you to understand and apply wisdom based on what you know. Sometimes you may have to go through certain experiences. Sometimes you may have to witness somebody go through a certain experience. You may be told, hey, don't, that door right there, don't open it. Don't go through that door. You know, and you may know, okay, well, I know that we're not supposed to go through that door. Then a friend comes over and then they say, oh, look, let's go through the door. Now, you know you shouldn't do it, but you don't understand why you shouldn't do it. You only know that you shouldn't do it because you were told not to do it. So your friend goes and, you don't really understand why. So you just go and you let your friend go in there and they open it and like a three-headed dog just tears their ass up. See, you're going to learn. And next time, you're going to make sure that you don't open that door. You're going to make sure it doesn't matter who it is. You don't open that door because you understand why you were told don't open the door. Okay, and then you can apply that wisdom because just knowing is not enough. Okay, that's why if that was the case, the Lord would just thrown the knowledge into our heads and that's it. Okay, but we have to go through experiences. That's why life teaches you lessons through what? Experience. Okay, that's why elders are revered because they have experience. And through experience, they're able to understand things a lot clearer. And through that understanding, they can both apply wisdom, but they can also impart it onto you. See, wisdom is in how you move, but you can also impart wisdom onto somebody else. Okay? You may tell them, hey, look, you shouldn't do this because such and such. Help them understand it. You know, this is how you should move. These are certain things you should watch out for. You shouldn't do this. You should do this instead. This is why you should do this. You know, you're teaching them ways and how to move. You're teaching them how to apply certain things in life so that they don't necessarily have to make the mistakes that you did. And that's ultimately what the words of the scriptures teach us. Okay, they teach us that wisdom that leads onto life. Okay, this is the brother GMS, Kingdom Minded 144, Shalom. Proverbs 2:10. When wisdom entereth into thine heart, meaning your mind, and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul, discretion shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee. Okay, so when you gain that wisdom and you love knowledge, it tells you in the book of Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach, the first chapter in the prologue, it talks about those that are addicted, right? Those that are addicted to these things. Okay, so when you're addicted to these things and you're like an addict for the word, that's the title right there. You're like an addict, for the word of the Lord. Okay, you'll notice if you're a true addict for the Lord, you're gonna start having withdrawal symptoms whenever you go a long period of time without doing anything that pertains to this word, whether it's watching a video or doing a video or reading scriptures or meditating. You'll start having withdrawal symptoms. You'll start going through certain things. You'll start catching hell. You start feeling weak in the spirit. These are all withdrawal symptoms because we're addicted to this word. Every day we got to get some form, fashion, or piece of this word, or else we're not going to be all right. You just got to have it. And it's never enough. We got to keep coming back for it. But that's a good thing. In that sense, it's actually a good thing to be addicted to this word. So if you are, as it says, discretion shall preserve thee. As the scriptures say, the prudent man looketh into his goings. He foreseeth the evil and he hideth himself. Okay? But the simple pass on and they're pretty much destroyed. All right? This is Tazarak Banyamyan, 1 Corinthians 1:27. But the Most High hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And the Most High hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. Yeah, because you have to keep in mind that as the Lord gave the saying about you can't put new wine into old bottles, okay, lest it burst. The Lord, when you go into it, he wasn't talking about like modern day bottles, the glass, the glass, you get a nice glass bottle or something like that. And you're like, hold on, how is it that if you pour new wine in there, the glass is just gonna burst? No, because back then the bottle that he was talking about was really like a pouch, okay, and I believe it was made of goat skin or so. And yeah, Salakia, well, that was weird. The stream just cut off out of nowhere. But hey, back to it. you know, so what the Lord was talking about was it was sort of like a pouch, okay? And when you put wine, new wine, okay, when you put new wine into it, it still has, you know, that bit of like a fermentation process going on, which causes the skin or the pouch to expand and to get thinner. So over time, when the pouch gets old, the tolerance, like, it can't really stretch anymore. So when you put new wine into that, and then it starts, you know, like, it can't really stretch anymore. So when you put new wine into that, and then it starts, you know, fermenting and going through that, and it starts to expand the pouch, eventually the pouch is going to burst. All right, so that's why the Lord said you can't put new wine into old bottles. You have to put new wine into new bottles, so that as the wine, you know, is being, you know, because wine that's really left for a while, it tastes better, right? So as it's going through its process of being fully perfected in taste, so to speak, the pouch can expand accordingly. Okay. Nevertheless, in this world, right? Because we read 1 Corinthians 1:27 about the Lord choosing the foolish things. A fool doesn't have wisdom. A fool is one that is ignorant of knowledge, of wisdom, of understanding, because that's why they're a fool. They don't have it. They're without, right? So we have room for the Lord to put knowledge into our minds, to put wisdom into our minds, all right? Because we didn't have it before. But in this world, you have those that they believe that they have knowledge or wisdom, when really the scriptures say that the foolishness of the Most High is wiser than men. So the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. But in their minds, they already believe they have that wisdom. So you can't really try to put something into their minds. Their bottles are already full. You know, so that's why Paul said you have to become a fool to become wise. So you'd have to empty your bottle to pour this new wine or this new doctrine in there. And they don't see why this wine is so much more important, that they got to pour out everything that they knew in the world to pour this new wine into their bottle, which is their mind. They don't see why they need to wash their brain. They need to, whatever they thought they knew, they need to put that somewhere and start learning again, right? Being quote unquote born again. See? So the Lord chose us, right? Lord willing, we be of that elect, because while we were in the world, you may have known certain things, but you didn't know the truth. And you were always searching for the truth, meaning you had space. You had space for the Lord to be able to impart and pour out that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding into you, that you may be a vessel to exhibit His word, to go out there and teach it. All right. GMS Kingdom Minded 144, Proverbs 1:3. It says to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment and equity, to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion. And you gain that through wisdom. Okay, and that these are all things that and hey man, when you go back into ancient Israel, our Israel, our people were, they were like on point. You know, a lot of these different books and so on and so forth, you know, you go into certain proverbs and certain wise sayings. There's a reason they were called wise sayings, because they were actually wise and they worked, you know, and you could apply it. And if you applied it properly in life, you would see how much more beneficial your life would be. As we read in Baruch 3:14, okay, it says, learn where is wisdom, where is strength, where is understanding, right? And we know that ultimately that's where, that's in this book, you know, really through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, but it says what? That thou mayest know also where is length of days, a long life. It says, and life, where the light of the eyes and peace. Okay, or where is the light of the eyes and peace? See, so when you learn where wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is, that's also going to be the place of life. That's going to be the place of long life. All right. That's how you move. Hey, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. Because right now we have what? The key to life. All right. And as we're learning where wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is, we're also finding out, what did Yahweh Shai say? I hope I'm right, but I believe it might be in Revelation 22. Okay, the Lord said, let's see. Revelation 22, he said, I would also give to eat of the tree of life. If I'm not tripping, I believe it might be Revelation 22, but let's see. Matter of fact, maybe let me just word search it. But I know it's in the book of Revelation because the Lord said it. Let's go to, let's see, tree. Yeah, yep, Revelation. Yep, Revelation 22 and 14, and Revelation 2 and 7. That's the one I was looking for. Right, so let's get that one first. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 7. It says, He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. Right? To him that overcometh will I give to eat of the tree of life, which is in the midst of the paradise of God. Okay? And let's see. And now when you go to Genesis 3 and 22, it says, And the Lord said, Behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil. And now lest he put forth his hand and take also of the tree of life and eat and live forever. So partaking of that tree of life would equal immortality. All right, allowing you to live forever, or that prolonged life. So as we read here, the Lord said, He that overcometh will I give to eat of the tree of life, which is in the midst of the paradise of God. So how are we going to overcome? Did the scriptures not say in Revelation 15, I believe it's 15, and let's see. No, it's not 15. It's Revelation chapter 11. Let's see. Yep, Revelation chapter 12, verse 11. It says, And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. Right? So now let's tie it all in, because we overcame, right? As we read in Revelation 2 and 7, it says, He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. To him that overcometh, right? To him that overcometh will I give to eat of the tree of life, which is in the midst of the paradise of God. Right? And then in Revelation 12 and 11, it says, And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. So these that overcame by the blood of Yahushua and by the word of their testimony, ultimately, what is a part of the word of the testimony? The wisdom and understanding. Okay? And through that wisdom and understanding and the blood of Yahushua, we overcame. And through overcoming, as we read in Revelation 2 and 7, we will be allowed or given to eat of the tree of life. So going back to Baruch chapter 3 and 14, it says, Learn where is wisdom, where is strength, where is understanding. Because when you gain wisdom, strength, understanding, knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, you can overcome. All right. And if you overcome, as it says here, that thou mayest know also where is length of days and life. Okay. Where is the light of the eyes and peace? Because ultimately that's what it's going to lead to at the end of the day. All right. Immortality. Okay. Victory, life. So that's why I titled it, Learn So You May Live. Because when we tell you to learn and, read the scriptures and study, when you study, the more you study and the more you learn and the more you know, first and foremost, of course, we're teaching and doing the work of the Lord, but the things you learn and study apply to you. Okay? As much as they apply to those that watch our videos, they also apply to us first. Because we're shepherds, but we're also sheep. See, so when we come out and do videos and go into lessons and teach and edify, we also get edified. Because whatever we're reading, if you're in the book of Proverbs or Ecclesiasticus or Ecclesiastes or whatever book you're in, whatever is saying in there, those wise sayings that you may put together and you may do a lesson on it, you got to apply it to yourself, because you can't be out here saying, oh, well, scriptures say this and we got to move this way, but then you're not doing that. Okay, because then you're being a hypocrite, and then guess what? The Most High is he's going to bounce you, because he doesn't like hypocrites. All right. So continuing in Baruch chapter 3, verse 15, he says, who hath found out her place, or who hath come into her treasure? And that's dealing with wisdom. Okay. And what's that treasure? Let's go to the book of Romans chapter 11, verse 33. And it says, oh, the depth of the riches, right? Treasures and riches are synonymous. Oh, the depth of the riches, both of the wisdom and knowledge of God. How unsearchable are his judgments, and his ways past finding. See? So as we just read in Baruch 3 and 15, who hath found out her place, or who hath come into her treasure, which is ultimately that wisdom, all right, of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. As it says, how unsearchable are his judgments, and his ways past finding out. For who hath known the mind of the Lord, or who hath been his counselor? Now, obviously we know ain't none of us counsel the Lord, okay? But, you know, it's going into it now. So all this deep wisdom and knowledge and so on and so forth that we're reading here, all right, about who hath found her, well, let's find out. Okay, this is the book of Baruch chapter 3, and we're just going to jump down to the 20th verse. Okay, it says here, young men have seen light and dwelt upon the earth, but the way of knowledge have they not known, nor understood the paths thereof, nor laid hold of it. Their children were far off from that way. It hath not been heard in the land of Canaan, neither hath it been seen in Teman. The Agarenes that seek wisdom upon earth, the merchants of Meron, and of Teman, the authors of fables, and searchers out of understanding, none of these have known the way of wisdom, or remember her paths. Now, as I was reading this, it's spiritual, because now we know Teman is sort of like the wise tribe of Edom. Okay, they're wise men, right? The modern day Germans. And it's saying here, when you read in verse 23, it says the Agarenes that seek wisdom upon earth, the merchants of Meron, of Teman, here is spelled Theman, Theman, or however, but we know in the Apocrypha things are, the spelling is a little different. All right, it says here, the and of Teman, right? It says the merchants of Meron, and of Teman, the authors of fables. Okay, the authors of fables. So applying this prophetically, what will this link up with Job 9 and 24? Right? The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? Revelation, the 20th chapter, the devil is loosed a little season so he can go and deceive the nations. How did they go about deceiving the nations? Through fables, right? Renaissance, the whole Renaissance, majority of it, if not all, are fables, right? Little naked babies, Cupid with wings shooting arrows at people, fables. The Most High is looking like a so-called white man, fables. All right, Yahushai, long hair and white, fables. Okay, these are all fables. Hell is a real place. You burn forever. Seeing is red with a tail, with a pitchfork poking you and shit. Fables. Okay, these are all fables. Nevertheless, it says the authors of fables and searchers out of understanding. All right, it tells you in the scriptures that what they do a diligent search. Okay, it says none of these have known the way of wisdom, or remember her paths. So see, even with whatever technology they have, or whatever resources that they have access to, they still watch us. Why do they watch us? Because that wisdom, that true wisdom, has been given unto us by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And so, yeah, we look like regular guys and so on and so forth, But the wisdom that comes out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai can't be found anywhere else. In Psalms 19, all right, let's actually go there real quick. Let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter All right, this is Psalms chapter 19, verse I'll start at verse 1. It says, "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork, day unto day." And this is by way of us teaching this word, going through the internet, going through the signals being sent to the satellites and so on and so forth, which are located in the heavens. And they're spreading the signal, and the signal is carrying the message, which the message has that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And a part of that is the glory of the Most High. Right? So that's being declared. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. And do the scriptures not say, I have set up watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which will neither hold their peace day nor night? Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence. Right? Till he makes Jerusalem a praise in the earth again. That's Isaiah 62 and 6. Okay? So day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. That's why we're constantly putting out information, teaching. Verse 3, there is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard, because throughout all the world, this knowledge is going out. All right, you have brothers in different language, different countries that still hear this word. Whether it's by means of, subtitles, or it's by means of brothers speaking different languages. But for the most part, majority of the world's countries speak English, because that's like the lingua franca. Right? So it says, there is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Their line is gone throughout all the earth. And that line really is like the connection, all right, that allows this word to go out. And as it says, it's gone through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world, right? Which, what does that signify? Let's go to Matthew chapter 24, verse 14. "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." So how is this gospel being preached throughout all the world? Are we getting on planes and flying throughout everywhere in the world? No, but by way of the internet. Okay. But the key point I want to hear is verse 4. It says, "In them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun." All right, which that represents pretty much wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Okay, so in them, which are the men that the Lord has given this knowledge to, who are teaching it, hath he set a tabernacle, a dwelling place for that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right, so going back to the book of Baruch chapter 3, and I believe we were at I was actually making a point that wisdom they can only get from here, because as we read in Psalms 19, here is where the Lord has set that tabernacle for that knowledge and wisdom and understanding to dwell, and we are giving it out. Okay, because there's only one truth. All right, there's only one truth. Though you may have a lot of different groups that profess to have the truth, they proclaim to have the truth. If you have 99, matter of fact, if you have 99% of it, but 1% of it is corrupted. You may teach everything the same, but you don't teach the MOTB. That's not the truth then. Okay, because the truth is not in segments. The truth is the truth. Okay, so that means the truth means 100% of everything being according as the doctrine of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is. So if you say, well, everything is exactly identical, with the exception, the second you have an exception, is not the truth. It's something other than the truth. It's something that's very close to the truth, but it's not the truth, because this is the truth, right? And this is whatever that thing is. And though it's very, very close, the fact that it has that little exception means it is not this, because it's different. Okay, so it's not, oh, well, I got 80% of the truth. Thank you. The water, bro. 99.99 is not equal to 100. Okay? If you put 99.99, you put 100, these are not the same thing. Well, you may say, well, there's 99.99 in 100, But is 99.99 800? No, it's not. They're not equal. Okay? So, going back here, Baruch 3 and 24. All right? Baruch 3 and 24. And it says, O Israel, how great is the house of God, and how large is the place of his possession. Great and hath none end, high and unmeasurable. And that's why ultimately the Lord is going to have it to where that's why the Lord is going to make us immortal, because we're going to need all of eternity to even, I can't even say that. We can't even put a dent. Even if we had, which we will have eternity, we won't be able to put a dent into the searching out of the ways of Yahweh. Okay, we won't even be able that. So that's why, you know, when some people, they hear, oh, immortality, they hear living forever, and they think, well, wouldn't you get bored? You know, wouldn't things get old? Things get old when you found out everything and there's nothing new to find, right? So you do it the same thing over and over again, and it gets old. Then all eternity is not going to be enough to even put a dent into the searching out of the things the Lord has, because Yahweh is infinite, right? And that's the thing. You can't measure infinity, not even by time. So you can't say, well, after I have infinity, right? So eventually I'm gonna hit like 10% of discovering what the Lord has, then like 20%, then like 30%. It's not gonna work. The reason it's not gonna work is because the Lord is not like 100%. So you can keep going up by percentages. He's infinite. You see? So there's no catching up to infinity. You can't get to 99% of infinity. There's no such thing. Okay? Because it's infinite. So even though we're going to have all of the rest of existence, all of the rest of I don't even know how to put it into words, but just immortality, it's still not going to be enough time for us to figure out the fullness of the things the Lord has set up. Okay, or the possibilities, you know, like the saying, the possibilities are endless. Yeah, well, that's going to be a literal saying. Okay, it's going to be put in a practical sense. So there ain't going to be no such thing as boredom. I've searched out all planets, and I've done this, and I've done that, and I found out that. See, Solomon said that he did this, he did that, he did this, and he was all vexation, but that was just the earth. And that, you know what I'm saying, that he had wisdom, but even Solomon's wisdom, as opposed to what we're going to get and be exposed to, the kingdom is going to be on a whole nother level. That's why it says, eyes have not seen, neither ears heard, neither has it entered into the minds of men what the Most High has for us in the kingdom. So, I mean, you can only imagine, right? All right, so jumping down Baruch chapter 3, verse 29. It says, who have gone up into heaven and taken her, and have brought her down from the clouds, right? Because we know that wisdom cometh from above. It says, verse 30, who have gone over the sea and found her, and will bring her for pure gold. No man knoweth her way, nor thinketh on her of her path. But he that knoweth all things knoweth her, that's the Most High, and he hath found her out with his understanding. He hath prepared the earth forevermore, or he that prepared the earth forevermore hath filled it with four-footed beasts. He that sendeth forth light, oh Lord. Oh man, all right. It says, he that sendeth forth light, and it goeth, and calleth it again, and it obeyeth him with fear. My goodness, man. Hey man, the Lord is just, you know, the Lord is just, man, worthy to be praised indeed, man. It says here, he sends forth light, and he calls it, and it obeys him with fear. Light. It says, verse 34, the stars shined in their watches and rejoiced. When he calleth them, they say, here we be. And so with cheerfulness they shewed light unto him that made them. Even the stars. Hey, but that's what the scriptures say, that he knows the stars by name. Damn, you know, like, all right, but continuing verse 35, it says, this our God, right? Not Molech, not Baal, not Dagon, this fish ass, or freaking Anubis, you know, and all them bugged out shits. None of that. Okay? It says, this our God, and there shall none, right? And there shall none other be accounted of in comparison of him. You can't even, no other gods. That's why the Lord said, I am he, and there is none else. There is none else. The Lord looking around like, who the fuck, like, who the hell are these people? I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they acting like there's other gods, but I'm up here. I'm the one up here. I'm a god, right? I'm looking around. I ain't see nobody. So who the hell are y'all praying? Who are you guys work? Like, he's like, you do realize that at the end of the day, all your prayers, they come up here. Because I'm the only one up here, and they come up here. You talking about I'm praying to, you see a message, you know what I'm saying? You looking at the shit. This shit said Moloch? You know what I'm saying? It's a Jesus Christ. Who the fuck? You know, he's looking around and shit. Yo, this is a Jesus Christ. Yo, Michael, come here. Jesus Christ, what the fuck is that? You know, he looking around. Can you find a Jesus? Ain't no there is no Jesus Christ. It doesn't exist. You know? Oh, Allah, you got somebody smashing their head into the ground talking about Allah, Allah. And then it goes up. Another one. Oh, Allah. Allah. Who the fuck? Man, what's up? You know, so that's why the Lord gets pissed off, especially when Jake does it. He's like, who the fuck is Allah? You know? And it's like, all these coming up, and they just address different names. This guy, this guy, this guy. You're like, yo, man. Boy, these people, they need a reset. Let's do this. All right, boom. They need a reset. You know, so you got these devils talking about having a global reset, and Most High is gonna bring a universal reset. You know, a correct, true, proper reset. Okay, that's that 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, Revelation the 21st chapter. Okay, the true reset. That's another lesson right there. The true reset. You know, but moving on. Actually, one more verse. It says, he, dealing with the Most High, it says, he hath found out all the way of knowledge, and hath given it unto Jacob his servant, and to Israel his beloved. Which links up with, what's that, Psalms 147 and 19, or 149 and 17. I believe it's 147 and 19. All right, but it says here, so as we just read, nobody's been able to go and get wisdom, but the one who was able to go and grab wisdom, which is the Most High, who has he given it to? He has given it to us. Yep, Psalms 147 and 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. You see? So this knowledge that we have is literally knowledge of divine knowledge. This is information that you can't find anywhere else in existence. You know, this is information that is purely directly from the heavens. You know, understanding that is purely directly from the heavens. You know, that the Lord has opened up our minds to be able to receive and understand. Okay, so though we may be common men, you know, we may be the base of this world, the knowledge that we have been given is one unlike any other. Okay, this is one that only the Most High can give. This isn't 1 + 2. This isn't go to school. No, this knowledge you can't even just teach in schools, because this knowledge is so advanced, so pure, so high caliber that it takes a special breed to understand it. And that's why we're only teaching the elect. You understand that? This is a classroom that only the elect can come into, because nobody else can receive it. You literally can't come into the class, because you're just going to be sitting there and you're there and people around you are receiving it, but you can't. You're sitting there looking at the shit and you're like, I don't get it. And then somebody, damn, Khan. Oh, that's why in this precept it says this. And you looking at them like, yo, he understands it. And you struggling and you like, I don't know. I don't see how. Because that, hey, like the brother put, dark parables, you know? So that's how high level this knowledge is, that not everybody can get it. You know, so they'll rather look at you like you're crazy. Yeah, you guys are bugged out. Y'all are like your exclusive crazy group somewhere. Because the reality is, they can't be a part of it. You know? They can't be a part of it. So what they want to do is, we don't want to be a part of it anyway. It's whack. You know, this is where it's at. No. All right? This knowledge is esoteric. Look up that word. So Lastly, I have here, let's see. Oh, yep. This is Yahweh's warrior, Shalom, Isaiah 48 and 11. For mine own, it says, for mine own sake, even for mine own sake, will I do it. For how should my name be polluted, and I will not give my glory unto another? Yeah, that's why the Lord's going to reset this place, and his name, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, is going to be known, made known in the earth. All right. This is Shathak Shar 2, Judges 10 and 14. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. Exactly. Because you know what's going to happen? Because the scriptures say the prayers of the wicked are an abomination to the Lord. You know, and he basically, there's a scripture that says like the prayers of the righteous pierceth through the clouds, but the Lord doesn't even want to hear that. So when the time comes when you really need help, and the prayers are coming up, Molech, this guy, no, the Lord is not going to answer those prayers. He's going to tell you, oh, okay, throw that to Molech then, wherever he is, throw that to this guy. What happened when the prophets of Baal were calling out? Because people don't understand that whatever happens, the Lord does it, good or bad. You may pray to Baal and something may happen. Baal ain't do it. The Most High ultimately is the one who did it. And he may just do that to have you deceived, But at the end of the day, the Most High does it all, good and bad. So when the prophets of Baal were calling out to Baal, Elijah knew ain't nothing was going to happen because there's only one power up there. So Elijah knew when he was to call upon Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that's when something was going to happen. That's the only power up there. Okay? The Lord wasn't saying that just to brag. That's the truth. He's the only power up there. All right? Yep, that's the one, the water. This is Yahweh's warrior, Ecclesiasticus 35 and 17. The prayer of the humble pierceth the clouds. And it says, until it come nigh, he will not be comforted and will not depart. All right, till the Most High shall behold to judge righteously and execute judgment. So when the elect pray, those prayers are like priority. They go up, because the angels send up the prayers, and then it comes up like a savor unto the Lord. Okay, now I mentioned this before, but if you got like a foul scent coming towards you, before it even gets to a certain level close, if you see a pile of shit, you can smell that from a distance away. You're not gonna say, let me go up to it and go down and smell it and then say, oh, I don't want this near me. The second you smell it from a distance, you're gonna say, yo, keep that shit over there. Don't bring it any closer. So when those wicked prayers coming up, the Lord's going, whoa, keep that shit over there. Don't bring it over here. And the Lord said, look, put him to death. Because I don't want to keep receiving this filth. I don't want that. You got a wicked nigga out here in the closet somewhere praying to the Most High that he can have somebody's wife. Oh Lord, I mean, she's bad. If I could just, just one time I could. You got somebody praying. People actually do that. You got somebody praying for the opportunity to be able to commit adultery. Oh Lord, I'm gonna meet this chick. You know what I'm saying? She says she's married, but you know what chicks be saying nowadays. So just take me safely. I'm gonna meet her at this area, and I hope everything goes good. What? You praying to the Most High to protect you so you can go and commit adultery? See, now what you're doing there is you're pretty much, it's like taking a big bullseye and then you just like putting it right on your back, and you just laying there like, Lord, strike my ass through, because that's exactly what's going to happen. See? So when you even go into like the time of Genesis, the Lord said he looked upon the earth in wickedness. It was nothing but just wickedness. And just imagine that. Okay? It's just wickedness. Just the reports that are coming back is just this and this and this. The cries are coming up to the Lord, and it's like, oh my gosh. And that's why ultimately in this time, what does it say? Revelation, the 18th chapter, the sins have reached on to heaven. And it's not just Babylon, but it's mainly Babylon. But the Lord is going to bring that judgment upon the earth because he must. All right? It's only right. This is Chacham Ayash Shalom, Ecclesiastes 7:19. Wisdom strengtheneth the wise more than 10 mighty men which are in the city. You hear that? Wisdom strengtheneth the wise more than 10 mighty men which are in the city. That's why when you go through the scriptures, you're not gonna see scriptures promoting as much as it does wisdom and following the ways of the Lord. You ain't gonna see books on workouts, toe curls and finger snaps and neck rolls and shit. You ain't gonna the book of Proverbs and then you read it. No, it's wisdom. It's wisdom that all throughout you're hearing about knowledge, wisdom, seek the ways of the Lord, be occupied in prophecy, learn, study, grow. That's the key thing. Okay. So, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, which that's also a very good chapter. All right, really the whole book of the Wisdom of Solomon, but dealing with wisdom, one of the good chapters is also as well is Wisdom of Solomon, the 7th chapter. All right, so this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7. Let's see, chapter 7, verse 7. I'm going to start at verse 7. Now it says, "Wherefore I prayed, and understanding was given me. I called upon God, and the spirit of wisdom came to me. I preferred her before scepters and thrones, and esteemed riches nothing in comparison of her." And that's why when King Solomon prayed, what he prayed for was wisdom. All right. So he may judge the Lord's people, and the Lord was so pleased, he gave him everything else. It says here, verse 9, "Neither compared I unto her any precious stone, because all gold in respect of her is as little sand, and silver shall be counted as clay before her." Now, one beautiful thing that the Lord did for us is not only did he give us wisdom, but he opened up our minds to appreciate wisdom. Because you have people that would rather gold than wisdom. They would rather rubies and precious metals than the knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Because the Lord did not open up their mind to understand why wisdom is more important and to see the true comparison or the true value of wisdom. See? So he opened up Solomon's mind. That's why Solomon said he didn't compare any precious stone to wisdom. Because he said gold was compared to wisdom was like sand, like little sand. Because he understood the true value of wisdom. And the Lord has given us that understanding as well to value this word. So much so that we take it above anything else. That we treat it like that man who, the parable, right? The man who found a field of gold, right? And he went and sold everything he had and went and bought it. That's how we treat this word. And that's a beautiful thing. But when the Lord takes that feeling and understanding and spirit away from you, you don't see the value in this word anymore. And then in turn, you start to lose interest. You've lost your first love. You're not in love with this word anymore. And so you're not doing as much as you used to anymore. And what's going to happen? You're going to eventually stop plowing. And then instead of reaping the benefits, you're going to reap destruction. It says, verse 10, "I loved her above health and beauty, and chose to have her instead of light. For the light that cometh from her never goeth out." All right? See, the riches we're going to get from this wisdom is eternal. So why would we take temporal riches and trade in wisdom? Riches can't get you wisdom. Wisdom can get you riches. Right? Riches can't get you, immortality. Wisdom can. Riches profit not in the day of wrath. Proverbs 11:4. But righteousness delivereth from death. Now, how do you learn righteousness? From wisdom. It says here, "All good things together came to me with her, and innumerable riches in her hands. And I rejoiced in them all, because wisdom goeth before them. And I knew not that she was the mother of them. I learned diligently, and do communicate her liberally. I do not hide her riches. See, because that's why the Lord said to shine, your lights, upon the high mountain, the high, high places, so to speak. Okay. Yep, this is Shathach Shar 2, Proverbs 16:16. How much better is it to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding rather to be chosen, than silver? Yeah, because anybody can acquire gold, anybody can acquire silver, and gold is always there, silver is always there. The thing about wisdom is the way it's acquired is different, and how you gain it is also different, right? Which is pretty much the same. I just said the same thing twice. Nevertheless, if I have wisdom, you can't steal it off my neck like a gold chain. You can't kill me, you know what I'm saying, and steal wisdom off my dead body. Unless it's passed to you, you're not getting it. That's why it's so valuable, because it's rare. All right, it's rare to have this true wisdom. And what's even more wowing or in awe about it is that, see, if somebody stole my gold chain, they can put it on their neck. All right, if somebody stole a gold watch, they could put it on their wrist. But if you stole the scriptures, or you stole maybe my notebook, you can't put that into your mind unless the Lord opens your mind to that. I could have a book full of all the breakdowns in the scriptures, and you could steal that, but you can't use it. It's not like a gold chain you could just put on your wrist. You may read it, but you can't receive it. See, so that's why it's so valuable, because it's so important, but you just can't access it. See, so, man, what we have, look, man, when the Lord truly, shows the value of it, that's when, people are going to realize, yo, this word, man, that's that Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. Okay. This is True Awakening 777, James 1:5. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of the Most High, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. All you got to do is ask. You need wisdom, you want wisdom, ask. But the thing is, people don't want wisdom. They don't want to ask because they don't want it. Why? Because the Lord hasn't shown them the value of it. See, it tells you in Ecclesiasticus, I think the 4th chapter or the 6th chapter, that, at first you will walk with him by crooked ways. See, people don't understand why, the Bible's cheap. You could go to you could get a Bible for free. And that holds what? The highest level of knowledge, right? Highest level of wisdom. But you could get some for free. Open it up and you read. It's freely accessible. I mean, these videos here, we do so many videos that it's in abundance. Whatever you need, you can just go and find it. This is right. The most valuable thing, the most valuable commodity is just right out there. Like you have stones on the ground. You guaranteed if you step outside, you're gonna see some pavement. That's how abundant this word is. And yet, people are just, no, I don't want it. Putting off the Lord from day to day. But see, what happens is when the time comes when pavement is in rarity, right? That's when everybody's gonna be looking for it, but it ain't gonna be there. When the time comes when people are looking for answers, and the Lord starts to activate and truly show the value of this wisdom, at the same time, he's going to be making it scarce, right? As it starts going up, it's going to start getting scarce. And that's when everybody's going to start running left, whoa. Because then they're going to realize now the time of death is around, and only those that have wisdom are going to live. Now, everybody wants to live, but not everybody's going to have a ticket. Okay? So going back to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 14. For she is a treasure unto men that never faileth, which they that use become the friends of God. Oh my goodness. They that use wisdom become the friends of God, being commended for the gifts that come from learning. The Most High, because see, a lot of things, if you understand life and you understand how to live life, what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do, you're not gonna have really a lot of problems in life. You get sick, you know why you're sick, you know what you got to do, how to get better. And so you rarely get sick. You know, certain altercations, you learn from it. You know, maybe I shouldn't do this. I should do this. I should move this way. I shouldn't go here. You're not going to get into altercations. You're not going to get into those situations that put you in trouble where you stressed out. You're going to know how to maneuver, how to avoid certain obstacles, how to roll with the punches. And your life is not going to be as stressful as one who's an ignorant fool, because he's just walking up into anything without subtlety, without knowing how to move, without knowing any of that. Because wisdom is going to teach you, hey, instead of going here, go here. You can avoid this. Instead of having to pay $100, use this coupon. You can pay $5. It'll make your life so much easier. You know? These are a part of the gifts, the rewards. This is Shathach Shar 2, Proverbs 8 and 10. Receive my instruction and not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. Woo. You know, hey, Tawada Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You know, thank the Lord. Thank the Lord that He allowed you to receive this word. Because you know, it's edifying to us, but to people who the Lord has blocked, they don't even know what the word edification means. Right? But let's keep going. So it says here, verse 15, Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 15. God hath granted me to speak as I would, and to conceive as is meet for the things that are given me. Because it is he that leadeth on to wisdom, and directeth the wise. For in his hand are both we and our words, all wisdom also, and knowledge of workmanship. It all comes from the Lord. For he hath given me certain knowledge of the things that are, namely to know how the world was made, and the operation of the elements. So Solomon understood, you know, like for example, Genesis, he understood how that happened. He understood, you know, how things, because the things that are, he understood how they came to be, what they were made of, what the process is, because the Lord gave him that mind to be able to do so. And it says the operation of the elements, because everything is in one way or another made up of elements. So he understood that you have a pillow, for example, what elements come together in what way and what amount to make that. Okay, what you know, how, under what pressure or what heat, or you know, what condition could this element be made? Why do you have like what do they call that? It's a scientific thing, but I forgot. It's like the cycle of something where it goes into, like, you know, you have like precipitation and then, you know, evaporation and so on and so forth, right? Why do you have a cycle like that? You know, why is that necessary? How does the ecosystem achieve homeostasis, you know, or equilibrium? What is necessary here to cause this to happen? He understood that. Okay? Esau's dumbass doesn't. That's why he's going around trying to alter everything, but he doesn't understand. Why do you think in the book of Genesis it said that they looked upon the things and they saw that it was good? Because these things are necessary for the world to be maintained. That's why the scriptures say the earth is out of course. All right, the water cycle, the water. You have a water cycle. You have a food chain. You know, you have all of these for a reason. Yes, certain animals have to eat other animals so that you don't have too many of those animals. You know, the Lord made certain animals herbivores, certain animals carnivores, okay, certain animals omnivores. There's a reason for that. Now, and we know in the past that they weren't carnivores, all right, but now the Lord has set it up that way. And in the kingdom, he's going to put it all back into perfection. But all these things have a purpose. This dumb demon goes around, okay, why do fish have scales? I don't really see the purpose of that. Yeah, let's genetically modify them and let's take that out. Why do grapes have seeds? Let's make some seedless grapes. That'd be a good idea. Why? You know? Nigga, just eat the grape. Just eat the grape. You don't like the seed, spit it out. What the hell is wrong with these people, man? They go around there, tomatoes. Ooh, let's make bigger tomatoes. Damn, you see that chicken right there? Let's put it on steroids. For what? Hey. And they think that they're in their, you know, they're scientists in the labs and they're mixing this and they're doing this and they're gene splicing this here and there. And they're thinking, oh, we deep. You know, we deep. Like, nigga, first off, the reason whatever it is you're touching is created was because one that's deeper than yourself had the blueprints for that. You know, ask this devil, what's the blueprints of making a human being? Oh, well, you gotta have your sperm and the egg, and when they fertilize, you know, together they create the zygote. Right? You have the zygote, and look, we're so deep we can take it out. You know, the embryo and all that, you can put that into another woman and she can nurse it. Okay, so explain to me how a bone's grown in the womb. Explain what is sperm. You know, what is an egg? Explain all these things. How did humans come about? Since you're so deep. And they don't know that. These devils are really on a low level. So they try to make up for it by trying to tweak everything and put their little spin on it. But in essence, they're just making it worse. Just because it's new doesn't mean it's right. You may invent something new, but that shit is bad. You know, oh, we got this new way of doing this. That doesn't make it right. And see, in the kingdom, when the Lord really gives us that understanding, we're gonna look at this. We're gonna be like, man, we're gonna see. Right now, we look at some of the things Esau does, and we're like, bro, how does that make? Why? What's the relevance of that? But in the kingdom, we're really gonna, because then we're really gonna have the true understanding of things, and we're gonna be like, damn, this devil he is beyond retarded. Like you know, like damn. But hey, everything has its appointed purpose. So, let's wrap it up here. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 18. It says, the beginning, ending, and midst of the times. So Solomon understood prophecies. The alterations of the turning of the sun and the change of seasons. So Solomon wasn't going around talking about the Sabbath is on a Friday to Saturday night. It says, the circuits of years and the positions of the stars. So you want to go into like astronomy and, you know, all the different, you know, astrology and all this. See, these things exist. But these devils try to tap into it on the left-hand side. Because in order to fully understand these, you know, these things, you need to have a spiritual guidance. And on the right-hand side, the Lord has pulled that from the earth. So what do? They go through the left-hand side to try and get that spiritual guidance into understanding, you know, what this means and what this means and so on and so forth. So they don't, but even though it may work in certain instances, they're not using it properly. Okay. So it says, verse 20, the natures of living creatures and the furies of wild beasts, the violence of winds and the reasonings of men, the diversities of plants and the virtues of roots, and all such things as are either secret or manifest, them I know. So certain things, it may be plain and obvious to the eyes, but certain things it may not. But Solomon knew. That's why even when the Queen of Sheba came there, she was just in awe at the wisdom that he had. You know, because she was like, damn, like how the hell what prompts you to even think about something like that, but then come up with that conclusion? All right. Verse 22, for wisdom, which is the worker of all things, taught me. For in her is an understanding spirit, holy, one only, manifold, subtle, lively, clear, undefiled, plain, not subject to hurt, loving the thing that is good quick. That's why this wisdom it drives us to what? To love this word. Okay? Because this word is what's good and we hold it fast, as Yahushua said. And the more you learn, yeah, you get grieved, but the more you get rooted into this word. It says, which cannot be letted, ready to do good. All right, so I'm gonna end it here. But hey, the overall, going back to the title, learn so you may live. Okay, and more specifically, learn the ways of righteousness. Really, let me actually end it off here. We started in Baruch, so let's finish in Baruch. Chapter 4. See, because we can learn this. Why? Because Baruch chapter 4, verse 4. O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to God are made known unto us. There you go. So we know the things that are pleasing to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and we know the ways of righteousness, and we know the ways of wisdom, of strength, of understanding, and in those same ways are the prolonging of life, okay, and salvation. So learn that ye may live. With that, I hope you were edified. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem B'Ka Kodash. Until next time, shalom.